Hi there, everyone. Thank you so very much for your patience with this reading. Oh my goodness, it is an intense one. I am absolutely feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's at the peak, actually, right as we speak, more or less. It's been about 10 minutes or so that it's been culminated for us here. But let's get right into it, right? Well, Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, ruled by Mars, is a very sort of intense energy. Very intense energy. And when we think of Scorpio, right, we think of the Death card in the Major Arcana deck. And that speaks to transformation, uprooting, transmutation of an old world, old energies that do not align with that future, that vibration, that highest vibration, that truest form of ourselves that we seek to bring into reality, into manifestation. And so it's interesting because before I turned on the camera, I was looking for the Death card, right? And so I found it and I picked it out, but it had beneath it, right, the Magician. So 2 cards popped out for you. And to characterize the sort of theme, right, of this full moon in Scorpio, really, right, there's this alluding to the extroversion and introversion simultaneously. So the full moon being very extroverted sort of disposition, right, of energy. Scorpio is introverted, right, water sign, deep, right, plutonic energy that digs beneath the surface and unearths, right, what is hidden to the eye. So it's interesting, right? Because it's the sort of culmination, as we can see it, the ultimate revelation, the ultimate unearthing of whatever that truth may be for you, that paves the way to the path of alchemy. Okay, the Magician. And it's a process, right? It's a process. I'll turn it right side up here. You see all elements on this card. You see the sword, you see the pentacle, you see the chalice, you see the wand. But it's the balance, right, that's brought about by way of the renewal of self, of how we see ourselves. How we have seen ourselves, how that vision differs from how we want to see ourselves, right? Of reaching our potential, and the recognition of what holds us in that old vibration in some shape or form, what we need to transmute in order to ready ourselves for this transformation of self. And matter, right? The creation of matter that initiates the whole process of this new beginning. So, Scorpio, beautiful. Well, everyone rather, right? That is the scorpionic sort of energy. And we're all under the influence of it. We all have Scorpio somewhere in our chart. So, let us see what this full moon of culmination brings for us. And we will start. Hi there, Pisces. Thank you so much for your patience with this reading. I was just meditating on your energy before I turn on the camera. And the Wheel of Fortune pops out for you. Right, so change, absolutely, and I'm thinking about the possibilities of what could be, okay, but something specifically about the transmutation of energy. Oh my goodness, two of swords, popping out for you here. Death. Oh my God, Pisces, the cards are speaking loud and clear, and when I was shuffling off camera, I was thinking of pulling this card, and I did, and then I felt like, if before expanding on it, let me shuffle some more, and it comes out again for you. So it's absolutely meant to be here, okay? But there's some sort of coming to a point, coming to a head. Something is coming to a point, to a head. It's at it's like on its last rung. That's what I'm getting. Whatever it may be for you, it's like, this is a 10. And what I'm getting is thinking about the possibilities, what could be. And at the base, right? The very baseline is this promise of transformation. What I feel for you, Pisces, is this Two of Swords, right? This blazing moon that's held in its apex. I see it as this Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so it's almost like this change is coming, you feel it. It's a matter of what exactly, right, will that change bring forward? What is the even underlying meaning in it? You're waiting for the revelation. Okay, it's coming, right? Yet again, you feel it, you've felt it, you feel like it's the end of the process, right? We're coming to the front of the line, and we're going to get on that roller coaster. Right, I've been waiting in line for like 2 hours. And it's that feeling of like, what is the ride going to feel like? What is the ride going to be like? What is the ride going to mean to me, right? Why was I waiting in line for the ride, right? It's like all of this sort of rumination of sorts that has been, and it's now coming to the point where, right, you realize the change is now. And it's with anticipation, Pisces, oh my goodness, with anticipation. You've had to sort of bite your tongue, I'm feeling, right, where you've wanted to make a stand forward. You've wanted to take the reins with something. You've wanted to take action and act on what you believe, on what you know, on what you feel intuitively. Right? You've had to take this sort of back seat in a way to that process. And it could have been, right, just by way of the sheer nature of the universe and how it works. Right? Perhaps the time is just not right. You felt at the mercy of the cycles before you. Okay, I'm getting something about cycles. So, and you've been waiting and ruminating and thinking, what is it going to be? I'm zeroing in on this, this like firelight on the top of the shell of this tortoise on the Hermit card, Virgo's card. So similar in color and position on the card as the blazing moon on the Two of Swords. So, it's like you've needed to just sort of internalize the process, right? Waiting in line. As much as you've wanted to take action with something, to bring the clarity, to bring the light about, right? To take action with what you know, right? Part of you has simply just had to wait. Okay, had to wait it out. And this is the time when the culmination of whatever this process, this elongated process has been for you, reaches its peak. Okay. And of course, the full moon, right? It's that peak of energy, of energetic potential, of light. I'm getting for some of you the freedom to see. Something about a revelation, something about clarity that I feel it's like, again, it was not in your hands. It was not in your hands. Whatever this was, it's like you were left in the dark about it to some extent. But I feel that there was something, right, divinely orchestrated about this Wheel of Fortune. And so, in this subdeck that popped out for you, the very face is the Hermit, overlaying Strength in reverse. overlaying the Two of Wands in reverse, overlaying the Daughter of Wands upright, overlaying the Hierophant upright, overlaying the Six of Swords, which lies at the base of this deck. And what's interesting is that the Six of Wands is almost like, it's the feeling of almost dislodging itself from these other cards. Okay, and it's being pushed out. It's being like, you don't belong here, right? Like this whatever this old world was, whatever this old tendency was to think in a certain way, right? Self-talk also. The certain ways that we took action in relation to whatever it is that we want to bring about in the world, whatever we want to achieve. Right? You can put all of those swords away now. Because a deeper inner knowing and a peacefulness that's brought about by way of that alliance with yourself, with your higher power, I'm getting, is what forms the foundation to this new beginning. Okay, so something about, look at this, Pisces. These two cards sandwich the thick of the deck, right, that popped out for you. The Hermit and the Six of Swords, both sort of mercurial energy, thinking, air energy. Okay, Virgo, earth, but very much in the mind, ruled by Mercury. So, something about this period of time in which you needed to wait it out, to be held within yourself, right? It's like it's like this. It's like you're waiting at the doctor's office or something, okay? You're waiting somewhere for someone. And you're on time, right? You, like, as far as you know, as far as you're concerned, you're there, right? You're available and waiting. And it's like, it's not about you not being ready, right? It's like the doctor is holding you. The doctor is like holding you in the waiting room, like, and in that period of time, right? Like you take out your phone or whatever, you're just sitting there and you're thinking about things that you don't really even need to think about, right? Just because you have the time, because, you know? Okay. Pisces. I was drawn to split the deck like that. Just, right, I'm feeling that this is, it's a counterpart to whatever this deck was that popped out. Okay, and the Father of Cups is just sort of poking out in the middle of the deck. I want to pull that as well. And the Father of Cups is looking over at this whole process. All of these energies. Okay, but from a distance, right? Almost detached. All right, we'll get to that. But what I wanted to kind of get to, right, is that while waiting in the waiting room, okay, all the things that you thought about, all the circles that you went in your mind, right? It's not that you needed to really think about it. Okay. It's time to let all of that go. It's that feeling, Pisces, of the doctor, right? Like you're in your thoughts and you're sitting there like, you know, waiting in the waiting room, and then all of a sudden, okay, the secretary swings the door open and is like, we're ready for you, right? And it's that erection of energy, okay, that sort of the alertness, like you're waking up, like we're waking up to something here, Pisces. The wheel is turning. It's time. Okay, it's time. Something is being brought into focus. Okay, you're taking a very close look at something that was unknown. The reason for it is going to be revealed. That's That's what's coming through strongly. Okay, the obscurity of whatever this has been is going to find, right, clarity, understanding. Pisces, I'm hearing you did what you could. Okay, I'm hearing that. You did what you could, right? It wasn't a matter of you not wanting to make a change, not wanting to see things change, not wanting to move forward, make steps forward. Let me tune in for you 1 second. You've been, it's like you have this voice inside of you, Pisces, that it's like, let me out. Let me out. I know what I believe. I know what I know. I want to take action on it. I want to initiate things. I want to see movement, progress, change. Right? I don't want the stagnancy of waiting. I want the rush of the movement and the motion forward. You have been waiting, oh my goodness, to kick this out, okay? To get rid of this. Like after the semester is done, right? All of the materials, all of the paperwork, all of the articles, all the books that were associated in any kind of way with that class that you took. You're ready to just get rid of it. Like, I'm so done, right? Let's rise above and transform. Okay, let's create by way of what we know, right, is right for us. And it's happening. Okay, Pisces, it's happening. The Wheel of Fortune, like first card out, right? Whatever this was, okay? Something about the circumstance is changing. And this other deck that popped out, Tower, Death. These go somewhat hand in hand with one another, right? The dying off, the old world, transformation. And the surrendering, right? The release of anything attached to that old world, that old vibration that we know, right? No does not self-empower us. And we know, right, that the taking down of the scaffolding of this old world is so necessary for our creation, for the process of creation, the magician in reverse, right? Waiting like on standby, waiting. And the magician is looking over at the Six of Pentacles. I'm getting so much fire here for you. Something about fire, about passion, about creativity, about transmutation, right? The desire to assert yourself in a certain way that is fruitful, that brings about change, motion, movement, change. Something about wanting to see the fruits of your efforts, the fruits of your labor. So it's interesting because it's like I feel it's like there's this stiffness specifically in my middle finger, whatever that may mean for some of you. It's like you feel on one hand something is within your hands, and on the other you feel it's out of your hands. And both of those realities are somewhat true, right? We are at the mercy of the universe in a way, right? Depending on what beliefs you subscribe to. But at the same time, right, we create We're part of the universe. We are embedded within the fabric of the universe, that energetic system. And it's about, I believe for you Pisces, where those two worlds collide, where they come together, where your desire for creation meets that flow and that harmony of the universe. The synchrony of those two vibrations, okay, coming together as one. And you're ready, Pisces, to I'm hearing for some of you jump ship, okay? And for some of you, I'm hearing to take a deep dive. Okay. To release, one way or another, right? Some capacity. And it could be, right, your own sort of holding back, right? The repression of self in some kind of way as we see it or believe it, right? The Six of Swords could be, right? Your own doing for some of you. And so if it is, it's about realizing that I'm ready for change. And I realize that it comes by way of my doing, by way of my creation, by way of transmuting my existence, like shape-shifting, Pisces. I'm getting like a shape-shifting feeling for you. It's like this. It's like you. Okay. It's like you know in the movies where it's like sci-fi. I'm thinking really sci-fi for you. Okay. Like you realize like you wanna visit a certain dimension. Okay. A certain world. But in that world, right, you must be of a certain sort of form, right? Like you can't have this dense vibration. Like something about astral travel for some of you, okay? Like something about astral travel is coming strongly. Like you feel that, right? It's like I want to I want to travel. Like I want to time travel. Like either right in the past or in the future. But I want to travel nonetheless. And I realize that either what I'm wearing energetically, right, or otherwise, I can't travel with this. Right? It's not coming with me. Right? And it's the nakedness, right, of that form, okay, that you realize you have to take on. That's where your growth lies. That's where the change comes through. Okay. So an energetic detoxification of some sort, absolutely. And this can be your own energy, Father of Cups, right? So it could be it's like the purveyor of these energies, like the theme. Whoa. Okay. Something about this. Pisces, it's like very heavy energy. And I'm getting that this may have been a process by which you channel your emotions, an emotional process, an emotional realization. Okay, how I channel my water energy, how I tap into my intuitive gifts, my skill, right? Pisces is a very intuitively driven sign, very sensitive to energy. So it's like, is my sensitivity overpowering me, right? Or is it allowing me to create? And I realize that I can't just create with one element. I can't just create with water, with heavy, heavy, heavy water, right? It has to be the fusion between water, fire. I feel that's a big focus for you here, water and fire, right? But ultimately, every element. You see every element here on the Magician card. But I will say this, the Empress is sort of at the face, okay, where I split the deck. And it's in perpendicular fashion. It's exactly like a cross with this Father of Cups, right? So where we see also very intuitive-like energy, right? Speaking of that water element, alluding to it, right? Very sort of nurturing energy, Empress, fertile. Inherently, she's fire. She's independent. She transmutes. She creates. Aries' card. So, there's this uprising desire to take action, to create, and you realize, and if this is a person, right, if this is a person, it could be that this whole situation pertains to another party involved, okay, who could be a water sign, Father of Cups, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, someone with a lot of water in their chart, okay, which you feel like, right, I've known that this is not all, right, that there is to the story. And this new beginning, right? I have never, ever received a notification on my computer with that sound, ever. What is that? We've got to heed it, Pisces. It disappeared. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, whatever that means to any of you Pisces, I'm going to put this on silent. Okay, and it was on Do Not Disturb, so that absolutely was needed for some of you perhaps. Okay, whatever that may have meant to you. But I was saying in that very moment, right, that it's this new beginning, right? That is so fertile, that is so creative, that is so honest, right? Honest. Aries' card, fire. Fire is honest, right? Fire it just is, right? When you light the match, right? It's like the fire grows. It's unbound. It's untamable. Right? That's why fire signs are, the fire energy, right, is seen to be a very sort of impulsive, authentic sort of energy, that by which we create from that place that's very deep, very real to us. So, something about fire and water for you Pisces, something about fire and water. And where you felt, right, there's the Three of Swords underlaying the Empress in reverse, where you felt, right, that there was this sort of standstill. I'm also hearing emotional standstill that regarded the intellectual mind, even the intellectualization of the whole process. It could be perhaps the intellectualization of your own being, the two halves of your being, that which is very creative and independent and assertive, and that which is very emotionally driven, okay, mutable, easily affected by its environment in some ways, right? You're unplugging. There's an unplugging from that state of being, and there's a replacement of this very dynamic and yet stable at the same time energy, right? We see here stability, this tree, and yet also the dynamism of the fire element. So, okay. And whatever the situation was, Pisces, the moon is right beneath it. It was obscure. Okay, you felt like tied, like you were zipped up in some kind of sleeping bag, right? Like, and you wake up and you're like, oh, well, where have I been, right? Where have I been? And it's that obscurity, yet again, that's coming to light. Wheel of Fortune, changing, change. Getting like a hanged man energy. Okay, that came through for you, I believe, in your last reading. Okay, as well, with that energy right there. Anyways, let's get to this spread here. This is the other half of the second deck that flew out. 8 of Cups upright, overlaying the Ace of Cups in reverse, overlaying the 5 of Cups upright, overlaying the Son of Wands upright. Okay, so there is absolutely, okay, a reservoir of energy that speaks to a situation that left you somewhat emotionally unsatisfied, stagnant, right, at a standstill, feeling like the emotional standstill, right? That you've wanted to take control of. That you feel like, if it was in my power, if it was in my hands, if I would change this. If it was in my hands, if it were my own personal decision, I would change this. But the doctor's not ready to see me yet. Okay, it's like that kind of feeling. Pisces. The universe, right, has its order, has its divine timing. But it's like this desire that you had to transmute the situation has had sort of like an onlooker's perspective of the matter. I feel like you realize, Pisces, in some kind of way, right, that it hasn't been time, right? Like, as much as you felt like, I'm like, why do I have to sit here and wait, right? Like, I was on time. Part of you knows, right, that there's a divine orchestration at play, that there's a reason for everything, so to speak, right? Depending on what belief you subscribe to. But even that, I know that as much, right, as I try to assert my view, my point, my perspective, there's something about the matter that needs to come into its own when the time is just right. Okay. And I will say this, Pisces. You know, right? You've known that this new beginning for emotional renewal, okay, this fresh start, hasn't come about yet. Let me tune in for you 1 second, Pisces. Because the process is not all your own. I'm getting that strongly. The process is not all your own, Pisces. It's like this process, whatever it has been, for some of you, depending on whose energy this is. Okay, I will say that. Because this Father of Cups is the head of the trail for all of this deep water energy. Okay, and this deep transformational energy here, Tower and Death. Okay, but you realize that you have to stand back and look at it like an aerial perspective, right? Yes, this is me, maybe, right? Son of Wands, ready to take action, ready to transmute. But I realize I have to somehow, right, wait for this process to take to run full course, to run its course. Something about running its course, okay? So again, Pisces, it's going to differ for all of you. Whatever you feel this energy is, Father of Cups, that, it's like, that resembles, right, what needed to be transmuted before all of this energy could come through. Okay, and it may simply be the way that you channel your emotions, the way that you handle, right, the propensity to feel, and what you create by way of that, right? How creation plays a role, a synergistic role between your nurturing emotional energy and that which is, right, very imaginative and yet constructive, right? By way of that harmony, that balance, the Magician. So it's about something coming into balance strongly, and the Wheel of Fortune does speak to that, right? What's meant to be will be. I'm getting that. What's meant to be will be. And there is a major revelation coming for you, okay, Pisces? Lovely. Lovely. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. And it speaks to you. And it's like you, it's almost like, what I'm feeling for you is like you wake up to not only the situation of what has been, but you wake up, right, by way of that, by way of having the clarity of the situation, okay, and what has been at play, the higher power, so to speak. You recognize something about yourself. Okay? It's like almost like something becomes activated in and of yourself that speaks to your potential, unleashes that creative propensity for magic to happen. Oh my God. I'm compelled to focus on these cards here for you. Strongly, the Father of Cups and the Empress. And what I'm getting even, right? You have a Father and Empress, masculine, feminine energy, the yin and the yang, the coming together of these two halves. There's something about the maturation of self, okay, that I'm getting, where, right, you balance not only what you express, but how you express it. Okay. Thank you so very much, Pisces, for tuning in. I hope this reading was helpful for you. Enjoy the full moon. It is in Scorpio, water sign, your water sign, so I'm sure you are feeling it strongly, all right? But of course, if you have any other planets in Scorpio, what house Scorpio marks for you, cusps for you, then, right, it's likely to affect that area of your life, right? So have a beautiful, transformative, deeply illuminating, insightful full moon here, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.